Rated PG.
Day 27 of quarantine. I was somewhere around Ashtabula, on the edge of the Erie, when the booze began to take hold. The possibility of physical and mental collapse is now very real. No sympathy for the devil. Keep that in mind. Buy the ticket, take the ride.
It's the Axel the Sot Show. Forget your cares and raise a glass with me. Yes, the Axel the Sot Show. I'm liquored up now, just sit back and you will see. I'll tell some jokes and serenade with songs of getting drunk and laid. Time for the Axel the Sot Show. Just don't expect to get your beer for free.
The basement looked like an alcohol distributor's warehouse. I had 2 gallons of Ripple wine, 5/5 of Russian vodka, 4/5 of tequila, 2 half-gallons of Maker's Mark, 3/5 of Jameson, 1 gallon of Fireball, 8 cases of various beers, and a whole galaxy of mini bottles of bourbon, gin, rye, scotch, absinthe, cognac, rum, sake, brandy, Everclear. And also 2 quarts of hard cider, a mason jar of actual moonshine, and a magnum of Jägermeister. And I knew I'd get into that rotten stuff pretty soon. Not that I needed all this for the isolation, but once you get locked into a serious booze collection, the tendency is to push it as far as you can. I have time now. Time to tell my tale. A tale of a drunken minstrel of the 16th century, sent hurtling 500 years into the future by that evil madman and powerful wizard known as Merlin. Once upon a time, quite long ago, a very naughty sailor and minstrel, Axel the Sot, found himself as usual in an old English tavern late one night. As he spent his last penny on a drink, he noticed that there was a wizard sitting by himself in the corner of the dark pub. Axel knew right away that it was a wizard, for the man had all the telltale signs. He had long greyish-white hair, a white beard, a magical-looking gnarled staff propped up against the wall, long dark robes, and pushed firmly down upon his head was a very tall, very pointy wizard's hat. Axel was tempted to go over and strike up a conversation with the hopes that the wizard might buy him a drink, for his thirst was unquenchable. Still, Axel knew enough about wizards to know that they are very stingy when it comes to things like buying a poor sot a nice drink. Unbeknownst to Axel, this wizard was Merlin. Merlin the Ancient. Merlin the Powerful, Merlin the Vengeful, and he certainly would not have wanted to accompany the likes of Axel the Sot. Suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, Axel saw the wizard rocking forward a bit. It was the look of a man about to pass out from too much drink. Axel also noticed that there was a very interesting crystal flask hanging from the wizard's belt, and that there was a small amount of liquid inside of it. Now, you or I would no doubt immediately assume that a flask tied to a wizard's belt would hold some sort of potion, but all Axel could wonder was what delicious alcohol resided within that sparkling crystal container. Just then, Merlin leaned back in the chair, drained the last drop of ale from his tankard, and promptly passed out, his head sinking to the table. Axel dropped down to his knees and silently scuttled across toward the wizard. He was mere inches from the flask. It shone in his eyes, the liquid inside as clear as the clearest vodka Axel had ever seen. He reached up toward the crystal bottle. A slight tug, and the flask was loose and in Axel's hands. And then Axel did a most foolish thing, for it is foolish indeed to steal from a wizard in the first place, but then to drink a wizard's potion without the knowledge of what it is equally foolish, as well as quite dangerous. But all Axel thought was,
I bet this is the finest vodka that has ever been made. For what other kind of alcohol would a wizard keep in such a treasure as this?
And with that, Axel uncorked the bottle, took one tentative sniff, and then drank every last drop. The pain was alarming, as if he had drunk the harshest moonshine imaginable. It burned in his throat and he gasped. Darkness overtook poor Axel as the dizziness filled his vibrating skull. He collapsed fully and utterly upon the alehouse floor, falling into a deep, deep slumber. He awakened slowly. Something was different. Axel remembered all that had transpired, the tavern, the wizard, the crystal flask he had drunk from. He began to stir. The floor seemed not the hard planks he remembered scuttling across, but rather soft, like a springy carpet. The air smelled no longer of stale beer and pipe smoke, but rather like freshness and light. Axel let out a big yawn, stretching his tired body to the limits as he awoke more fully now. Looking about him with bleary eyes, the room appeared strange. Strange furnishings, strange shiny countertops, with very strange-looking machineries upon them. He put his hand to his face in contemplation, and was surprised to feel a thick, full beard. He pulled at it in disbelief. What was happening? This place looked nothing like the 16th century England Axel had come from. This was like some dream of the future, but it was all very real.
What the bloody hell is going on? Where am I? What is this place? And where can I get a bloody drink?
And then from all around him, Axel both heard and felt a loud, resonant voice carried through a distant past.
Thou art a drunken fool and a thief.
Axel looked about him, but saw no person speaking.
Excuse me, sir, but I'm not a fool. Actually, I'm a sot. And besides, I'm not even drunk anymore. Who is this anyways?
I am the great and powerful Merlin the Wizard, and you have taken something of mine.
Merlin?
Axel cried out in panic, for he had heard of the wrathful and mysterious wizard.
Well, what did I ever do to you?
You have taken my wizard's juice. You have drained my flask and swallowed my wizard's juice.
Could you, maybe call us something else?
Axel said uncomfortably.
Alright then, I confess. I drank from your flask when you were passed out. What was it anyways? Didn't taste like vodka to me.
Fool of a sot! You have taken one of my most powerful potions. When I awoke from my drinking binge, I found you passed out on the floor with my empty flask. In anger, I cast a spell to punish you. It was to give you the worst hangover you could ever imagine. But instead, it must have clashed with my wizard's juice and sent you 500 years into the future.
What the hell am I gonna do here? Can you bring me back?
I am unable to do that. You are where you are, forever.
Whatever shall I do?
You must find work to support yourself, for this future is fraught with many perils. Yet even though you did me a great wrong, using the power of my crystal ball, I shall watch over you, and even talk with you through my magic. But as I watch, you had better find many ways to entertain me and keep my interest, or I shall abandon you to the fates for all the rest of your days.
Axel stood up and raised his mug.
I will do that, sir. I will learn of this new world and find ways to entertain not only you, but others, whenever and wherever I can.
Do that, Axel the Sot, and I shall visit you from time to time.
And with that, Merlin's voice faded away. As Axel began to lose his fear of the unknown and embrace the wonderment of what this future might hold for him, he said,
Oh yes, yes, it's been 500 years, and what fine and futuristic alcohol will I find here? Surely far better than I've ever tasted. Probably won't even give you a hangover. Oh yes, indeed. Time to explore.
And that is the story of how Axel the Sot found his way into the 21st century. The end. Or is it just the beginning?
Ahoy, my friends, and welcome to It's the Axel the Sot Show. I hope you're having a good time, and there's more show left to go, so let's all raise our mugs high in the air for a toast, shall we? Yes? Where's my mug? Here it is, right over here. Look at that. Now that, my friends, is a serious mug. Yes, so let's all raise them high into the air and yell with me as one. A toast! Very good. Let's see. A toast. Let's see. Here's to believing. Yes, everyone should believe in something. I believe I'll have another drink. Haha. Oh, and speaking of drinking, let's head on down to Lucky Murphy's Pub in Geneva on the Lake in northern Ohio. That's right, where my good friend Lucky Murphy is going to show us how to pour a proper Guinness beer and how to make a very special and very tasty drink. Haha. Take it away, Lucky.
Sean, would you get that thing off your nose? You look like a damn fool. Oh, hey there, Axel. Good having you. So, today I wanted to share with you and your friends how to properly pour a Guinness. Now, a lot of people don't understand. You go into a pub here in America and they'll just take their glass and fill it to the top and hand it to you. But really, it's got to be done as a two-part pour, or else it's just not right and it doesn't taste right as well. So you're going to begin with your pint glass there. And you want to tilt it at about a 45-degree angle. Now, the nice thing about these Guinness glasses, they've got a little logo on them, the harp. So you're going to pour right into that harp. The other thing is a proper European tap. When you pull it, it's going to open it up full. When you push, you get a trickle, and I'll tell you why. To begin, we're going to pull it full open, and we're going to pour this until it gets right up to about the harp there, which is about 75% of the glass full, maybe a little more. All right, so now what you have to do is let that glass just sit for a bit. It's going to sit there and do what's called the cascade, and you're going to watch the colour start to fill up the glass as that milky, wonderful Guinness is going to start to take on some dark colour. Now, it's going to take a good minute and a half to get to where it needs to be for the next part. So, in the meantime, we're going to move on and talk about another thing here. I'm going to grab a smaller glass. Now, here in America, one of the things that we get orders for all the time is what you love to call an Irish car bomb. And that's all good and well in America. But if you go to Ireland, don't call it an Irish car bomb. You'd be daft to do such a thing. It would be like going to Oklahoma City and ordering a Timothy McVeigh martini. You just don't do it, right? So, if you go to Ireland and you want a car bomb, it's just simply called an Irish bomb or a Bailey's and Guinness bomb. So you can do that. Now, we're going to make one of those too while we're waiting for the first Guinness to properly settle. Now, of course, it's two parts in the glass. One part, it's going to be Jameson, and we're going to fill this right up in this wonderful little straight out of Dublin Axel the Sot shot glass. So we're going half a shot of Jameson in that, and then we're going to top that off with half a shot of Bailey's, or any Irish cream will do, but why not use the best, right? Alright, so you're going to serve that. And you see I left this glass about 3/4 full as well. You got to leave room for the shot, because we're going to drop that right down in, and you're going to guzzle it all the way down into your gullet. It's going to be the best thing. It's like a Guinness milkshake, really. Now, as you see, our original Guinness is starting to take shape here. We're down to about 3 solid colours, but before we finish that off, we really want it to be 2. But for time's sake, I'm going to just take a breather here, just a moment while that finishes up, and I'm going to enjoy this Irish car bomb, or bomb shot, or It's delicious either way you scrape it up. Oh, and there it goes, milky goodness. Oh, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Truly delicious. All right. Well, I think now you can see that Guinness has almost entirely become 2 solid colors instead of 3. We're going to bring that back over here. And now, as I said before, you've got 2 positions. Wide open when you pull it back. When you push forward, it's going to be more of a trickle because you don't want to stir all that up again. So you're going to push it forward. It's going to be just more of a trickle. And it's going to top it off right up to the rim. And that is how it's going to be served. And you watch that final cascade as it comes up the glass. And that is a properly poured Guinness. And we'll have them here at Murphy's Pub and Ale House as soon as the governor lets us open up. So keep your eye on our website. It's welcometomurphys.com. Love having you here, Axel. Back to you.
I got a fellow Scotsman coming up next. Everyone make welcome Axel McSot.
Oi, Axel McSot here. My cousin couldn't make it, the wimp. I've got a song we're gonna sing together. Does it sound Scottish? Oh, that a wee tad. Let's have a little toast, shall we? A toast! I didn't see that. All right, a toast! To time! For time is never wasted when you're wasted all the time. And now a drinking song from me homeland. We'll sing it through twice. The first you can learn it, the second we can all sing it together. As real Scotsmen. I still don't sound like a Scotsman. It goes like this. Dough, the stuff that buys my beer. Getting closer. Ray, the guy that pours my beer. Me, the one that drinks me beer. For a long way to the John. So I'll have another beer. La, la. I'll have another beer. Tea. No thanks, I'll have a beer. And that brings us back to dough. All together and dough, the stuff that buys my beer. Ray, the guy that pours my beer. Thanks, Ray. Me, the one that drinks my beer. A long way to the John. Thanks, John. So I'll have another beer. I'll have another beer. Tea, no thanks, I'll have a beer. And that brings us back to my other cousin will be out in a minute.
Axel McSot.
Fare well, ladies, I'm going to sea. Memories of good times flow fast behind me. Each gust of the wind takes me farther from thee. could stay home, have you here beside me. Fare thee well, ladies, I'm going to sea. Fare thee, strong drink and women. Fare thee, soft beds and linen. Fare thee well, ladies, I'm going to sea. Riding the waves, I gaze out at the sky. Salt wind kiss my lips, there's a tear in mine eye. Clenching my fist as the time passes by. All alone now in my bunk I shall lie. Fare thee, life that's worth living. Fare thee, the love I was given. Fare thee well, ladies, I'm going to sea. Fare thee, strong drink and women. Fare thee, the love I was given. Fare thee well, ladies, I'm going to sea. Fare thee well, ladies, I'm going to sea. Fare thee well, ladies, I'm going to sea.
It's the Axel the Sot
Axel the
Show.
Sot here with an exciting new CD, the best of Axel the Sot. 22 songs all on one album, some of my favorites and some of yours, including
Bang away Lulu, bang it good and strong.
Bang Away
What
Lulu.
the hell will the Navy do when good old Lulu's gone? We're headed down to Bella's
Body Bella's Bodacious
It's the
Bordello.
raunchiest whorehouse around. To Body Bella's Bodacious Bordello we go, where the kinkiest harlots are found. Sing! Balls to your partner.
The Ball
Pass
of
against the
Ballynoe.
wall. If you can't get laid in a Renaissance fair, you can't get laid at all. The trouble with an orgy.
The trouble
There's
with an
some
orgy.
things it's fine. With bodies piled, it's hard to know what's his or hers or mine. ABC,
The ABC song.
KLM, NOPQRSTUVWXYZ.
Get your antlers
And
ready
it's
for
moose.
the Moose Song.
Moose. I like a moose. I've never had anything quite like a moose. I've had many lovers, my morals are loose, but I've never had anything quite like a moose. Life can be hard with a
The legend of 2-Foot Willie.
They all stop and stare at my bone. I'm not all that fond of this big anaconda, 'cause no one will leave me alone.
King Cole was a
Old
merry
King
old soul,
Cole.
and a merry old soul was he. He called for his wife in the middle of the night, and he called for his bakers, 1, 2, 3. Butter up the buns, said the bakers. Balls in the air, said the jugglers. Fiddle-diddle-dee, fiddle-dee, said the fiddlers. Mighty fine men are we. There's no one here that can drink more beer than Axel the Sot, that's me!
And there was Brown, upside
The old
down,
dun cow.
lapping up the whiskey on the floor. Booze, booze, the firemen cried as they came a-knocking at the door. Who don't let 'em in till it's all drunk up? Somebody shouted McIntyre. And we all got blue-blind, paralytic drunk when the old dun cow caught fire. 1 for the morning glory, 2 for the
1 for the
early
morning
dew,
glory.
3 for the man who will stand his ground, and 4 for the love of you, me girl. 4 for the love
And
of
here
you.
Axel's serious side with Sterling Forest. Back to the sea.
The city sky, I make my escape to open sea. Can't abide skyscraper tide. As I push ahead, it pulls at me. Fight the tide. Running over
haunting
the hills,
eye on the
loving
hill.
under the sun. Silently showing how to become one. You take my hand, hold it soft to your breast. Close your eyes, darling, it's time we must rest.
But that's not all. You also get pure inebriation. It's the Axel the Sot Show. Scotland's depraved. The Great Big Wheel. Captain's Wife's Lament. The Dance. Heirs of her dicky-die-do. We shouldn't say vagina.
So here's a
And of course, what compilation would be complete without Health to the Company?
My last, let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass.
So go to my Facebook page, Axel the Sot, and pick up your copy of the best of Axel the Sot today. Ha
For we may and might never all meet here again. So here's a
All right, you may recognize him, but it's not the same guy, trust me. Axel Wonka!
Hold your breath. Make a wish. Count to 3. Drink with me, and you'll be in a world of pure inebriation. Take a sip, and you'll be headed to inebriation. We'll begin with some gin. Binging in the pub of my creation, what we drink will defy regulation. If you want to brew hoppy beer, simply grab a vat and do it. Anything you want to, brew it. Want to drain a keg? There's nothing to it. There is no place I know that compares with pure inebriation. Drink with me and you'll see that you soon will have to pee.
Oh, he's a strange little man, isn't he?
At the end of the day, I like a little drink to raise up me voice and sing. And an hour or two with a fine brown brew, and I'm ready for anything. At the Cross Keys Inn, there were sisters for the landlord's daughter's fair. And every night when they put out the light, I would tiptoe up the stairs, singing, 1 for the morning glory, 2 for the early dew, 3 for the man who will stand his ground, and 4 for the love of you, me girl, 4 for the love of you. Well, I got the call from foreign shores to go and fight the foe. Though I thought no more of the sisters, for still I was sad to go. We sailed away on a ship, the Morning Glory was her name. And we'd all fall down when the rum went around, and we'd get up and start again, singing, 1 for the Morning Glory, 2 for the early dew, 3 for the man who will stand his ground, and 4 for the love of you, me girl, 4 for the love of you. Sailed once more to our native shore, farewell to the raging sea. And the Cross Keys Inn, it was beckoning, and my heart was full of glee. But there on the shore were the sisters four, with a bundle on each knee. There were 3 little girls and a bouncing boy, and they all looked just like me, singing, 1 for the morning glory, 2 for the early dew, 3 for the man who will stand his ground, and 4 for the love of you, me girl, 4 for the love of you. 1 for the morning glory, 2 for the early dew, 3 for the man who will stand his ground, and 4 for the love of you, me girl, 4 for the love of you.
Axel calling Merlin. Axel calling Merlin. Come in, Merlin. Axel calling Merlin. Axel calling Merlin. Come in, Merlin. Axel calling Merlin. Come in, your great pointy-headedness.
Hello, Axel. I see you finally completed your first variety show episode. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. It was really hard, but I had a lot of fun doing it. Did you like it?
I found it amusing, but you spent so much valuable time on it. How do you plan to make any money?
Well, sir, there's a special invention here called the online computer, and I'm putting my show on there for everyone to see.
What is an online computer?
Oh, it's a machine, kind of like your crystal ball. You look into it and see things from all over the world.
Sounds like magic.
Oh, no, sir. It's called technology, and everyone here uses it.
That must make everyone very knowledgeable.
Well, sir, not necessarily. There's actually too much information online, and a lot of it is untrue and put there to keep people misinformed.
That doesn't make sense, Axel. Why would they do that?
Well, sir, some people don't want others to hear the truth, and so they make up things to cause confusion.
And you plan on making money on this online computer?
Oh, yes, sir. There are a lot of wonderful things about the online computer. We just have to try to weed out the bad.
So people will pay to watch your show?
I hope so, sir. All they have to do is click on the link on this post, and that will take them to a place where they can give me a tip. Haha, there it is. A virtual tip, if you will. Or even buy my new CD. Yes, it is really quite magical, yes.
It still sounds a little confusing to me, Axel.
Me too, Merlin. Me too. but it helps me pay my bills, and in these challenging times, that is a very good thing. This is Axel the Sot, signing off until next time. Cold brew, cold brew!
Well, that's the show. I'm glad you could make it. And I hope to see you out at a Renaissance Festival or medieval fair in the future. And also, please like my Axel the Sot Facebook page and do leave a comment. Letting me know if you enjoyed this show, because I do plan to do more, but only if you want it, yes. But now to formally end this episode, my first episode, raise your mugs with me in a toast, right? Here it is. Ha ha ha. Yes, I got it all ready to go. So raise them up, lords and ladies, and yell with me as one. A toast! Ha ha ha. Yes, a toast to alcohol. Oh yes, it may not make the world go round, but it sure makes the ride worthwhile. Yes, haha. Until next time, fare thee well.
It's the Axel the Sot Show. Forget your cares and raise a glass with me. Yes, the Axel the Sot Show. I'm liquored up now, just sit back and you will see. I'll tell some jokes and serenade with songs of getting drunk and late. Time for the Axel the Sot Show. Just don't expect to get your beer for free. Yes, the Axel the Sot Show. Just don't expect to get your beer for free.